Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Thursday, the 3rd of May 2018. So yesterday in the pound, the market higher. Started off with a bit of selling around and then reversed and came back above the previous day's low and then headed higher off the buy signal. Ran into trouble at the daily pivot from the previous day. Got a double top situation going on here. Prices closed back below the daily pivot, then below the average, and then we move to the downside. And then we've got the FOMC minute meeting announcement here, straight up 50 points, selling at the psychological level, and then normal service resumes for what the pound at the moment, which is to the downside. And on the overnight, you can see after testing yesterday evening, the market is managing to move back towards the upside at the moment and running into a bit of resistance here before getting through the 136 level there. In the daily chart, the market finding support bang on the 76% that we drew in yesterday. If we get a bounce off this, watch this trend line as it can create a bit of resistance. Definitely some buying pressure around yesterday as well, because the range of this bar is greater than the previous bar and the volume is greater. So we know there's some buying pressure around there, which means in effect, if I just get the fib retracement, I'm just going to click twice on the high of this bar, and that gives me a level of 136.38. So if the market does manage to move a bit higher today, that's where it's going to get the resistance at this first and then at the trend line. Watch for the market closing below this level though, because if it does, then we are going to go down to the low that it was marked off, which is down at this level. So there we go, that's the new low should the market continue to the downside. Looks like we might get a bit of a bounce first before heading down to here. And news today, what have we got? Nothing really to move the markets. The only thing is we've got the services PMI from the UK at 9:30. This is forecast to be slightly higher, so that might boost the pound if it does come out higher than forecast. And then this afternoon we just got the PMI figures out from the US there. And in the Dow yesterday, quite active before the FOMC meeting, so there was a lot of fighting and tussling going on in the first part of the session, and eventually all of this disappeared. Market came down to the psychological level here, which is at the 24,000 important level, and again you see this being tested again over here. We had some selling that soon evaporated and the market was brought back, and then stopping at the daily pivot but then driving through this. And then of course later on in the session you've got the market's reaction to no news, because nothing changed as far as the Fed was concerned. Then we got the selling pressure followed by the selling, market closing below the close of the previous day and then coming back and banging its head against it, and then moving down from there all the way down until it's found support at yesterday's low, which is where the market bounced off with some selling and some buying reversing the market there. Then you've got the retracement and then up to the psychological level of 23,900, and you've also got the previous day's close. So the market coming back on the overnight but heading back up at the moment, but it's not looking too strong for the Dow at the moment. As we can see here, we're through the lower trend channel that we drew in the other day. You can always move this and add this one in and adjust it just to see if the market will hold. We'll leave that there. There's no problem in doing that. You've got to have 2 points to mark off, really, so it's still valid in this sense. We're stuck in between these 62% retracement and 76% retracement levels at the moment. So the market just about holding at this level. So not a lot else to report. It's become quite sideways, and I'm sure the US market is closed this Monday. It is closed actually, as is the European markets, and well, not the European markets, but the UK market. The European market was closed on Tuesday for the official May the 1st. And then finally in Bitcoin, this is the daily chart, stuck in a sideways range, trading between the 76% retracements at the moment. The volume's dropped off markedly over the last few days as well, so a bit of a consolidation phase going on here. Could do with a really good shakeout to the downside before this market eventually moves back up. Right, that will do for this one. If there's anything to report, I will let you know. Other than that, as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.